Good morning, everyone. Studfit here, and this is the Los Angeles tour, just released this morning, and I thought I'd put together something special for you. This is the first edition of The Rundown. So anytime a new tour is released, I'm usually looking for a number of different things, and I thought I might actually look it up and provide that information to you guys. I'm most excited for, and if you want to skip most of the preliminary information, that's perfectly fine. But you don't want to miss the end. I'm actually going to be talking about all the different drivers, karts, and gliders that were buffed with this tour, given additional tracks when I say buffed. So that's kind of something I've always wanted to have somebody provide information to me for. So I've done the data crunching this morning, and I hope it'll help you. I'll be talking a little bit fast. I just want this to be relatively short, digestible content. So 10 to 15 minutes should do. And with that being said, I'll jump right into it. So first I'll start on the packs. So two interesting packs here. What's unique about this is that typically the kart is sometimes in addition to a high-end driver as part of a 90 ruby pack. Rarely do we see a 45 ruby pack with a kart for what it's worth. So that's interesting. The other part about the 90 pack is that you have, we've been spoiled here recently with Pink Gold Peach. We even saw Pauline in a high-end kart not too long ago, but this is a little different. I will say, based on value, the Star Spangled Glider is not that valuable unless they plan on buffing it, which I don't think they've really been doing so far with just 4 tracks. And technically, this being, along with everything we talk about for this Los Angeles tour, a city track. So anything that's given a Los Angeles track, we don't know if they're going to be bringing it back in as part of future tours. But if anything's to say about the way that they've handled London, Tokyo, with the exception of this third iteration of Tokyo, they haven't really been bringing back city tracks the way they have all the other tracks. So I know we've been kind of adding caveats to, hey, this person has X amount of tracks, but certain amount are assumed are city tracks, so they might not be that valuable. Everything part of the store you kind of take with a grain of salt. So they might even overbuff things to get you excited about it, and then not bring back a Los Angeles 2, or maybe I say Los Angeles Lap 2 track in the near future. But I really want to draw your attention to the Star Spangled Flyer. If you buy any pack, this is the pack to buy. Mini Turbo Plus. It's a great kart. Additionally, it also has some tracks through Calamari 2, which not everyone has a high-end kart for. So really want to draw your attention there. This is a great kart. You may want to pass on the 90 Ruby pack unless you really like the look of that glider. But with Mega Mushroom Plus, I just don't see it being extremely useful. The Star Spangled Flyer, though, I love it. Looking forward to using it, and being a big American myself, I can't help but love that. Moving into the pipes, we got a very unique pipe here. We have an unprecedented giant banana Mario. As if we haven't had enough Marios. Finally, we have a Mario that we actually want. Between Chef Mario with Lucky 7 and now Mario Sunshine, and obviously Mario Hakama having Coinbox, there is never a time where we've had a high-end driver with a giant banana. This might be a good driver to cap with your new cap tickets, as he seems to be relatively useful. I know I'm going to be pulling for him. I think, although he only has 4 tracks right now, only one of them is a city. He's got some other tracks. I think he's a great driver to pull on, specifically for that giant banana. I know most skills don't really play if you're really trying to front run, and if you're trying to get those double coin frenzy, triple coin frenzies. However, since a certain number of odds are going to be special skill, and a certain number of odds are going to be a coin frenzy, having somebody who is going to increase your odds for a frenzy that's useful versus just a green shell frenzy or something else, I think is extremely useful. Typically, coin box character is going to be in a tier of its own, that tier 1, and then you're going to have Lucky 7 as a second, not really close, but a second. I mean, this giant banana, because since it is unprecedented, I don't know exactly how useful it'll be. But I imagine it's right there with Lucky 7, might even beat out Lucky 7. So I'm interested to try it out and try to compare scores with a Lucky 7 driver. I think it could be extremely useful. He looks terrible. I'm not a big fan of the look, but I'm definitely going to be pulling for him. I'll probably use some tickets as well to try to get him up. So I'm excited about that. However, this Surf Sailor, 2 tracks, both city tracks, dash panel plus, not a big fan. I don't know if I would pull on it if I were you. There are a total of 3 karts released this tour. I know we were kind of burnt out on karts back in the Marine Tour, but we have another 3 karts. So for whatever it's worth, they thought we needed 3 circuit cars. I do like the Sushi look and the feel. I think it's appealing. But with Slipstream Plus, not a big fan of the Sushi Racer. The Green Circuit, Jump Boost Plus could be useful, but I don't know. I'm just not going to be going in for these specific karts. But I will talk a little bit about the special pipe. So, spoiler alert, if you do not know what's coming based on the data mining, go ahead and look away or fast forward to the end with the buffing, because I'm going to go over into some information about things that have not been released yet through the Mario Kart app here in a second or so. So while we're on the topic of these pipes, I want to kind of talk a little bit about what is in them. Typically, these 100 pipes come with 6 high ends. You know, typically it's a spotlight or a mix of some of the other high ends in the pipe. Obviously, we have Mario Sunshine. We have this this cart that we've talked about here, the Surf Sailor, as spotlights, and then the Starshoot as the 3rd spotlight. But in addition to that, you can get a high-end driver, high-end cart, high-end glider. You already know this. Nothing's new there. But what they've been typically doing is 6 of the permanent pipe high ends. And then they've had usually 1 rotating in, or in this case, they have 2 rotating in. Typically, it's what's coming up in the pipe on the 2nd week. But this time, they actually have 2 possibilities, not 2 additional high ends, but 2 different possibilities in addition to the typical 6 that can be a part of that high-end pull, being Dixie Kong and Funky Kong. And you'll probably, if you really need them, they'll be in next week's pipe. I already have both, so I'm probably going to be pulling more on today's pipe and try to get Mario Sunshine, and then maybe use next week's rubies for the special pipe, which I'll get to in here in a second. As for the carts in this 100 pipe, a lot of the same that were here in the last tour. One thing I didn't realize is, and this is kind of what spurred on the interest in this video, is I didn't realize some of these carts were permanently in the pipe, because I hadn't seen anyone really produce that content. Like a good example would be the Bruiser. I didn't realize it was in the pipe. I don't have it. I probably would go into the 100 pipe more knowing that Bruiser was there, or try to get excited about it for the high end, the free high end that we have, the all clear pipe. But both of the new carts are in this pipe as options for that one high end that you can get from the 100. So again, very extreme low odds, especially when you look to see how many carts are here. But it's good to know. Take a screenshot here. There's some great carts. Obviously I'm a big fan of the Banana Master myself. Some of the head honcho. These are things that I'm definitely interested in. I'm glad that they have these permanently in the pipe instead of the same old. Finally, when it comes to this pipe conversation, getting to gliders. So same gliders that were permanently in the pipe last tour. Some people may not know this, but the Great Sail was in there, the Tropical Glider, the Cheap Masks. They were all part of last tour's pipe. But now we do have the Banana Wingtip, which I'll get to here in a second, how it was buffed and the unique strategy Nintendo's taking by buffing all these banana and green shell gliders as almost a way to say, hey, we know you don't like them, so we're going to force you to use them. So interesting there. But that is in the pipe as one of your options in the 100 pipe. It's again, these are things I'm looking for. It's helpful for you to know. I haven't seen the content necessarily, people reviewing a lot, so I want to bring that to your attention. Here's the spoiler. Here is next week's packs. So you have the Green Circuit that we've talked about. Not the biggest fan. Might get the pack anyway. Hammer Bro. Yeah, I don't... Compared to I think everyone was expecting this tour to be an anniversary, and then we heard it was LA, and we were like, well, maybe it's anniversary light. There is nothing anniversary about this tour. That is very, very straightforward. I mean, even this pack, this green circuit and hammer bro, this isn't even a great pack. Not a big fan. I will say these heart balloons here, the silver and gold heart balloons, is a great glider. So that pack actually might be worth your while, might be worth getting. But man, again, another 90 pack I might pass on. So keep that in the back of your mind. I looked at the shop, nothing changed. I looked at each item, nothing's changed in the shop, so you can feel comfortable there for the things that you've maxed out. Here's Sunday Special Pipe. So it's a 50 pipe. You have some gliders and some carts. We were already told there are no spotlights, so no spotlights whatsoever. So we're talking about, relatively random. I don't know if it'll be, my guess is it might be 4 high ends in that 50 pipe. Might be 2 carts, 2 gliders, and it could be any of the carts or any of the gliders. But they're all made for the beach, right? So it's some stuff brought in from the Marine Tour, some stuff brought in through the Pirate Tour. Any of the tours that we've had, the Jungle Tour, they're useful. I love the Banana Master. That's a great one. There's some value, and they've really buffed almost across the board all of these items, which we'll get to in a second. And that sushi cart, the Sushi Racer, actually is pretty cool looking. Again, I'm not too interested in the skill, but some good stuff there. I'll get into it a little bit. So you obviously have Banana Master being the Mini Turbo Plus. I love the way it handles. You may not, but you got one of each, right? So you got the dash panel, jump boost, you got slipstream, and then for the gliders, you got 2 banana gliders, both which actually are pretty well buffed. So keep an eye on that here in a second. But then you also have the blooper wingtip and then the Manta driver. Sorry. Yeah. Manta driver. I was like, what is that? Manta ray. So, Manta glider there. Here's the week 2 pipe, as I mentioned before. You got Dixie and Funky. For those who don't have them, might be worth pulling on. This is, I know Funky's been back between the heavy hitters pipe and he's been pretty involved in a lot of the tracks, but most of them also have other coverage as well. We also will have a token event based on bananas. So if you like bananas, look forward to that. All right, here's my favorite part. Again, I know, appreciate your patience going through shop, but these are all the things I'm looking at. Thought I'd provide it to you. This actually took some research. It took some scraping of the data to get for you. But who got buffed? So buffed meaning that they added new tracks. So the way I have this set up here, you'll see a plus and then a number. So in this situation, we look at Mario Swimwear. So in the Pirate Tour, if you invested in Mario Swimwear, you are sitting pretty happy because he now has 14 tracks, which is massive for somebody who's only been around for 2 or 3 tracks, or 2 or 3 tours. They added 2 for him to bring him to that 14. The one I'm most excited here, Nabbit, they added 2 tracks to make him 13 tracks total. I'm definitely going to be putting some tickets on him. I'm excited about him. I've wanted to invest in him, but he never really came up as an option for ranked enough to make me want to put tickets on him. But he's definitely worth it now with 13 tracks. King Babam, he's like, although he's only one tour behind, he's got 5 less tracks. Obviously, he's a cool guy. He's got his own unique skill, and so for that reason, he seems attractive. But based on the number of tracks he has, may not be someone you want to put tickets on. However, on the flip side, Bowser Jr., released in the same exact tour, now has 12 tracks, 4 more tracks than King Babam. He's very valuable. I'm not a huge fan of his skill, but they seem to like him. They seem to keep putting more tracks on his plate. And most importantly, my Rosa Swimwear. I love her. She put a lot of tickets into her. I'm glad they gave her 2 more tracks. Again, all of these, or many of these, are city tracks, or they might be added to Calamari Desert 2, or might be added to Yoshi Circuit. But some of these that have city tracks, they may or may not come back again, so take it with a grain of salt. But Rosa Swimwear is finally usable. She finally has enough tracks to want to use her, and that she might be the only coin box driver they have for that track. So definitely glad about that. One unique one, Builder Mario. I haven't seen him be buffed in quite a while, so it's exciting there. Obviously, Nintendo buffed the 2 characters that came out last tour, SNES Mario, Donkey Kong Jr. Even saw Funky Kong get to 12 tracks there. That's interesting. Then, of course, you have Miss Overpowered Pauline Party Time. Now with 13 tracks, she's the only Coinbacks driver I don't have, so I am salivating for the moment that they bring her back. Every time for All Cup ranking, not having her really hurts me. So to give her one more track is just a kick in the face while I'm already down. But it is what it is. Hopefully you have her. Hopefully you're leveraging her this tour because she did get one additional track. Peach Wedding, 12 tracks. She's great with Triple Mushroom. Now here's the interesting one. Daisy Yukata. She was just released, obviously, 2 tracks ago, just in the last couple tours. She already has 10 tracks. It seems like Nintendo really wants people to want her, or for her to be have value outside of just the Tokyo tours. So for what it's worth, she might be, although you don't like her skill, she might be someone worth putting a ticket into just based on pure coverage. Take a look at that and see if she might be someone worth it. But with 10 tracks, that's pretty decent. And then for those who didn't get Black Yoshi but got a lot of Toad Party Time, he does have 11 tracks. All right, moving on to karts. So who got buffed? Here it blows my mind. Nintendo had Pink Wing in 2 packs, had it in, has basically featured as much as possible, and many people put tickets on it. It is now it now has 15 tracks after adding 2 this tour. Man, so much value there. Of course, with Slipstream, man, I almost hesitate using it oftentimes because to me, Slipstream seems to be my least favorite special skill. But with 15 tracks, man, you can't beat that. That's extremely valuable. With Off-Roader, you're now up to 14. They added 3 tracks for Off-Roader. You got to love that. I personally love the way it handles. But with 14 tracks, I'll have to take a look at the coverage. But I might be putting some tickets into the Off-Roader. Seems like a very valuable card. And we'll see if they continue to really highlight it there. Here's this blue soda. Man, this is one of the carts that caused a lot of people to comment to Nintendo saying, like, the last thing we need is more reskinned carts, especially reskinned of normals. So this blue soda, I just don't get it. 13 tracks. It after adding 3, I get that they want you to want it, but no one wants it. It's literally like 2 shades different color than the original. But it's got 13 tracks. So take a look at that, see if it makes sense. This cheap snorkel, I hate the way it handles, but it's with 13 tracks and 3 new. Man, you can't, and it's definitely more valuable than the gold cheap snorkel, which I think looks a lot cooler just because it's freaking gold. But take a look at those, see if there's coverage there. 2 and 3 new added tracks. One of my personal favorite, the black Kabuki driver, which I've butchered that name a number of times. Almost did this morning. Maybe I did. I don't know. But it has 9 tracks. They just added 2. Similar to the Daisy Yokati, they seem to be trying to buff it a lot. So you might want to use that. Might be worth it. This Festival Girl, I don't think that many people were going in for that specific cart into that specific pipe. I think most people were going for the week 2 pipe when it came to Mario Akama and everything in there. But it's got 9 tracks. This Head Honcho, as I mentioned before, it is now a permanent pipe, at least for the time being. It now has 11 tracks, which is a decent amount in the short period of time. You got the Pirate Sushi Racer. Looks cool, 11 tracks. You got the 8-bit, obviously the catching up the 8-bit and the gold pipe from last tour, and as well as the DK Maximum. Man, there's so many carts. I don't understand why they want so many carts in this game. For those who had the blue bad wagon, you now have 5 tracks. Congratulations. Enjoy those. Red Taxi, up to 8. This Silver Bullet Blaster. Man, I would love to put tickets on this. And now it's up to 9 tracks. I've mentioned this in a couple different Discords, but the Silver Bullet, the name Silver Bullet means that it's the one catch-all, the one thing that can solve multiple problems, almost in a sense that it doesn't exist. There's no silver bullet for this, is the saying. So to have a Silver Bullet cart might mean that it covers a lot. So my guess is that they're going to continue to buff this. If all things equal, if you can put a ticket on that, I might highly recommend that. It seems to be one that, at least theoretically, could be very, very valuable. Swift Jack is brought back. Cactex has been actually sneaky valuable as well. They've been buffing it like maybe 1 or 2 tracks each tour, and so now it's up to 11. All right, so I hate carts, but I have to cover them. Obviously, they're a part of the game. They're very important, but there's just so many of them. I think one of the things that I'm more excited about are definitely the gliders. Got Manta Glider. Man, they really want to buff this thing. It's added 3 new tracks, and it's going to be a part of the special pipe coming up here on Sunday. 14 total. It's one of the best for the Bob-omb, which I love more than a banana or green shell, which if you think about like the Dragon Wings having green shell, or the Banana Tip, or the Great Sail, all these different tracks that are handled by banana or green. I would much rather have a bomb, to be honest with you, especially if I'm front running. You drop a bomb, you hit 3 or 4 people. That's a lot of points, a lot of combos. So I actually prefer that. So I might be putting a ticket on that myself. The Super Mario Kart Glider, up to 7 now, which I think a lot of you guys have just because it was only $4 as compared to, 20 or 40 to get in addition to rubies. But they seem to be buffing it, and I wouldn't be surprised if, similar to the Happy Ride, which is arguably a top 5 cart, or the 2020 Glider, which is arguably a top 10 glider, I think they're going to continue to beef this, and so don't be surprised if this is a very, very valuable glider going forward. Cheap Glider, they've continued to buff this. It's permanent in the pipe. Definitely a great glider to have. Great Sail, which I've put some tickets on myself. It just looks sweet, man. And I think based on coverage, it's been able to help me a lot on. I think Royal Raceway was a reason why I ticketed. There had a couple different courses that I really needed a level 4 glider for, so I invested there. This Banana Wingtip, they added 2 more to take it to 11. Festival Wings, which hit or miss. I think some people love it, some people don't. It's got 10 tracks now. The 8-bit now is up to 5 tracks thanks to trying to get it caught up. Starshoot, man, this is one where I've been talking to a lot of people about, hey, should I use tickets on Starshoot? I think a lot of people are excited about it because they're like, oh, it's a coin glider. This is awesome. But if you actually look at where the coverage is on the glider, there's a lot of overlap with a lot of other great gliders. So it's been one that I haven't ticketed just because I've had better gliders that I've just been using. So it's nice that they added one track, but at this point in time, although it's coin glider, there's so many other gliders that it shares coverage with. So just take a look at that. Be aware. The treasure map, which very funky looking. It has 9 now. This silver and gold hearts, part of next week's pack. 11 tracks now. This Luma parafoil. I will say this Luma parafoil, it is extremely valuable just in the fact that they've brought it back. Featured it a number of different times. It was featured in Marine Tour. It was featured back in Vancouver. And now they've added a new track to take it up to 12 tracks there. Fairflyer, one of the first high-end gliders brought into the game, now has a total of 9 tracks. Congratulations. Definitely lagging behind, but they threw you a bone. Blooper Wingtip, interesting, 10. And then, man, one of the most valuable Hanafudas, the Blooper Hanafuda with 12 tracks now. Man, for a Hanafuda, that's not too bad. So that's it. That's all I have. So these are the things I'm looking for whenever I open up a new tour. I'm trying to understand where should I use tickets, what high ends are going to be valuable. Hopefully this gives you a sense of what's going on and kind of meta level, what the game is trying to have you focus on. But just focus on those permanent pipe, drivers, carts, gliders, get them up because they're permanent in the pipe. Most likely Nintendo's going to want to continue to leverage them. And you see here they've been buffing a lot of those gliders, the carts, ones that are in that permanent pipe. So take a look at that. Make sure you keep an eye on those. Try to not ticket things that maybe I haven't mentioned today. At least for that being said, that's all I got today. So until next time, maybe on Sunday, I might blow all all my rubies on this Mario Sunshine, and then maybe use Wednesday as a special pipe day, just because I already have Dixie and Funky. But good luck to you guys out there. Enjoy LA, enjoy the boardwalk, and until next time, have a wonderful day.